It was supposed to be one of those heavy rain days in Beverly Hills that makes everything slow down and feel a little sad. The sky was dark gray like a big blanket. Rain poured hard, making rivers on the streets. Cars drove slow, wipers going fast. People ran from doors to cars with newspapers over heads or big umbrellas. The air smelled wet and fresh, like earth and leaves. Keanu Reeves, 58 years old with his long dark hair a little gray now, full beard, and those deep calm eyes that look like they have seen a lot, walked alone on a quiet side street. He wore a simple black rain jacket zipped up, dark jeans tucked into old black boots, no hat or umbrella on purpose. Rain soaked his hair quick, ran down his neck, dripped from beard. He didn't wipe it away. He liked how rain felt, cool, clean, like it washed worries off. He had just left a small local coffee shop where he sat in the corner for an hour, drinking black coffee slow, reading an old book about philosophy by Marcus Aurelius. No phone out, no talking to anyone. Just quiet time to think about life, choices, what really matters. Now he was walking the 2 miles back to his house, hands in pockets, boots splashing puddles, breathing deep the wet air. Thinking about simple things, a new part for his favorite arch motorcycle he wanted to order, a script he read last night that made him feel something deep, memories of his mom walking in rain with him when he was little in Hawaii or Canada, holding his small hand tight. No rush, no plan, no one recognizing him under the wet hair and beard. Just a man walking. But then, through the thick sheets of rain, he spotted an old man on the sidewalk ahead, struggling really bad with heavy grocery bags. The man was small and thin, maybe 80 or more, white hair stuck flat to his head from the water. Thin gray coat soaked completely dark and clinging cold, no umbrella or hat. He carried 4 full paper grocery bags, 2 in each hand, the thin handles digging deep red marks into his old wrinkled fingers. The bags sagged low and heavy with a gallon milk jug, cans of soup and beans, loaf of bread, carton of eggs, bunch of bananas, box of tea bags, small steak wrapped in paper. He walked super slow, one shaky step forward, stopped to breathe hard and shift the weight, another shaky step. His back bent forward like carrying invisible rocks. His legs trembled with every move. His face was red from effort and cold wind. Rain made the paper bags wetter, heavier, starting to tear little at the bottom corners. The old man looked like he could drop any second, fall right into a big puddle. Groceries spill everywhere in the water and mud. Keanu slowed his walk even more, watched quiet from under a dripping tree branch for a moment. His heart felt tight and heavy. He knew that kind of alone struggle all too well, from his own life, from people he saw in cities all over the world. Then he closed the small black umbrella he carried in his jacket pocket, but never used, let the rain hit him full force on head and shoulders, and crossed the street careful through the splashing cars. What happened next was a quiet, simple, beautiful walk that lasted 2 full miles in pouring rain, a moment of real, no-strings kindness with no cameras around. No thanks expected or wanted. That touched many hearts when people heard about it later and shared it online. Oh, and before we tell the full heartwarming story, tell us in the comments. Have you ever stopped your day to help a stranger with something small like carrying bags? Drop a heart if you believe in quiet, everyday kindness. The old man's name was George Thompson. He had just turned 82 last month on a quiet day with a small cake he bought himself. He lived alone in a cozy but small 1-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor of an old red brick building exactly 2 miles from the little neighborhood grocery store he always went to. His wife Mary, the love of his life, passed away 5 years ago after a long and brave fight with cancer. They were married for 55 beautiful years. They met at a local dance hall in 1955 when he was 20, fresh back from the war, and she was 19 with bright eyes and a blue dress that spun when she danced. He asked her for a slow dance, even though he had 2 left feet. She laughed and said yes. They married 3 years later in a small church with flowers from her mom's garden. They had 2 wonderful kids, son David, now an engineer living in New York with his wife and 3 grandkids that George adored from photos and video calls, and daughter Sarah, a school teacher in Seattle with her husband and 2 grandkids. The kids called every Sunday without fail, sent birthday cards and pictures, visited when work allowed, usually Christmas or summer. But day to day, George was on his own. He was a proud man, the kind who didn't like to complain or ask for much help from anyone. He still drove his old blue Ford a little for doctor visits, but mostly he walked or took the city bus to stay active and keep his legs moving. Every Tuesday afternoon was grocery day. Same routine for years. He went to the same family-owned store. Bought the same list he and Mary made together long ago. 1 gallon of whole milk, a dozen large eggs, a loaf of soft white bread, 4 cans of chicken noodle soup, his favorite when feeling under weather, a bunch of yellow bananas, a box of English breakfast tea bags, a small sirloin steak for Sunday dinner treat, a jar of creamy peanut butter, and a package of chocolate chip cookies for dessert. The store people all knew him by name. The cashier, a nice lady named Rosa, always asked, "How are you today, Mr. Thompson? How's the family?" The young bagger always offered, "Need help to your car, sir?" George always smiled polite and said, "No thank you, I got it." Good exercise. But this particular Tuesday was different from the start. George finished shopping, paid with cash like always, got his receipt. The young bagger offered again to carry out to the bus stop. George smiled, "No thank you, son. I'm fine." He picked up the 4 bags, 2 heavy in each hand, and walked out the automatic doors. The sky was gray but dry when he went in. But while he shopped, clouds rolled in fast. Big dark ones. Wind picked up. First few drops hit as he reached the bus stop across the parking lot. Then the sky opened. Rain poured sudden and hard like someone turned a faucet full. Big cold drops. No warning. The bus stop had a small roof, but wind blew rain sideways. George got wet quick. He waited 10 minutes. Bus late. Rain harder. Thunder rumble far. He looked at watch. Thought about walking. It's only 2 miles. Not that far. I walked farther young. He was stubborn that way. Proud. Didn't want to call neighbor or wait longer cold. He started walking home. But the bags were heavier than he remembered packing. The milk jug swung. Cans weighed. Paper got wet fast from rain splash and wet hands. Handles slippery. Cut deeper into fingers. Arthritis in knuckles and wrists flared sharp pain from cold wet. Old knees from 40 years on construction sites ached bad with every step on uneven sidewalk. Back hurt from bending forward to balance weight. Thin gray coat, one he wore for years, soaked through in minutes. Cold went straight to bones. Shiver hard. He walked 1 block slow and careful. Stopped under the grocery store awning that stuck out. Put bags down gentle on dry concrete spot. Rested hands. Shook them out. Looked at red deep marks from handles. Breathing hard like he climbed stairs. Chest tight little. Looked down the long wet street toward home. Sidewalks shiny reflect street lights. Puddles big and deep. Cars pass fast splash waves close to curb. Slight uphill coming soon. 2 miles felt like 10 or 20 now. He thought serious. Maybe I should go back inside store. Wait, rain stop. Call David or Sarah. But pride said no. You can do it, George. Mary would say don't be silly. He smiled small at memory her voice. Picked bags again careful. Walked on. Pain worse. Shoulders burn. Arms shake. Half block more. Stop again under big tree branches that gave little shelter. Bags down on less wet spot. Lean against rough tree trunk. Close eyes minute breathe slow. Cold shiver run body. Think about Mary again. How she loved rain walks. Hold hands. Laugh when splash puddles. George, you big kid, she say. He smiles small memory. Open eyes. Pick bags. Walk slow. Keanu watched all this from the other side of the street. He was enjoying his walk. The sound of rain on his jacket hood like soft drums. The fresh clean smell after city heat. The way everything looked shiny and new washed. Very few people out. Quiet world. He saw the old man stop the 3rd time. Saw him shake red hands. Saw the tired slow steps and bent back. Saw the alone look. Keanu's heart hurt immediate and deep. He remembered helping his own mom with heavy bags when she got older and slower. Remembered times when he was young and poor, carrying groceries long way home for family. Remembered seeing lonely old people in cities all over the world on movie shoots, wishing he could help more. He didn't think long or hesitate. Closed the small black umbrella he carried in jacket pocket, but never opened. Let rain hit him full on head, shoulders, face. Crossed the street careful. Cars slowed in rain for him. Walked up quiet and gentle to the old man resting under the small shop roof overhang. George looked up slow. Saw a tall man, about 6 feet, wet long black hair, full beard, eyes soft and kind like understanding everything without words. Rain dripped from hair and beard. Black jacket dark and soaked. You okay, sir? The man asked. Voice low, calm. Warm like a friend you know long time. George wiped rain from eyes with wet sleeve. Yes, thank you. Just these bags heavy. Long way home in this rain. The man looked at the bags careful. Saw the red deep marks on old hands. Saw the thin, wet coat. Saw the tired, wet face and shaking little. Would you like some help carrying them? George, surprised and polite. Oh no, really. Thank you very much. I don't want to trouble you in this weather. The man smiled, small but real. Eyes crinkle kind at corners. No trouble at all. I'm walking that way anyway. Let me take a couple. George looked at the stranger closer. Saw no hurry in eyes. No watch check. No phone in hand. Just honest, calm face. Well, if you're sure. I won't say no then. Thank you so much. The man, Keanu, bent down easy and picked up the two heaviest bags without effort. One with the milk jug and cans of soup, the other with more cans and the steak. Strong hands and arms made them light. George took the two lighter ones, the bread, eggs, bananas, cookies, more careful not to squish. They started walking together, side by side on the wet, shiny sidewalk. George's pace was slow, short, careful steps, little limp from old left knee injury years ago on job site. Keanu matched it perfect from the first step. No pulling ahead. No sighing impatient. No looking at watch. Just walked same slow, calm speed like time didn't matter. Rain poured steady and loud. Big drops hit jackets like little drums. Water ran fast in gutters. Their boots squished puddles with every step. Umbrellas of other people hurried past quick. Cars splashed big waves close. But the two men walked calm and steady. George spoke first to break the quiet. My name's George. George Thompson. I live alone now. Keanu said, soft and warm. Nice to meet you, George. I'm Keanu. George didn't recognize the famous name or face under wet hair and beard. Just thought polite, kind man. Thank you again. My hands were killing me bad. Arthritis acts up in cold rain. Keanu nodded, understanding. Happy to help. Rain does make things heavier, doesn't it? George chuckled small, surprised someone agree. Yes. And colder. You don't mind getting all wet. Keanu smiled and looked up at gray sky a second. I like rain. Feels clean. Washes the day away. George surprised more. Most people hate it. Run inside quick. But Mary liked rain too. My wife. She passed 5 years ago. His voice trailed soft, little sad. They walked the first block slow. George felt better already. Arms not burning. Hands resting. Breathing easier without weight. He talked more comfortable. Mary and I married 55 years. Met at a dance hall back in 1955. She wore a blue dress that spun pretty. I couldn't dance good, but she taught me anyway. Keanu listened careful, eyes on sidewalk but full attention. Asked gentle. What song was playing when you first danced? George thought a minute. Smile big, memory warm. Something slow. I think Frank Sinatra. The Way You Look Tonight, maybe. She loved Sinatra. Keanu, good taste. Classic. George laughed soft. Yes. She had the best taste. Roses in our garden, red one's her favorite. Said they strong and beautiful. Keanu, red roses are strong. Like real love. George nodded slow. Eyes shiny, rain or memory or both. They crossed a small side street. A car waited polite at stop sign. Driver waved thank you for letting pass. They walked more on the other side. George's legs hurt less with lighter bags. He told about the kids. Son David is engineer in New York. Smart like his mom. Daughter Sarah, teacher in Seattle. Kind like her too. Grandkids 4 total. Smart all of them. Keanu must be very proud. George, yes. Very. They call every Sunday. Send pictures and videos. Little ones growing fast. Keanu asked about the pictures. George stopped careful under a big tree awning. Pulled old flip phone from coat pocket, kept dry in plastic bag. Showed photos slow. Little boys playing soccer muddy. Girls in dance recital pink tutus. Keanu looked close, rain dripped from hair. Cute kids. The boy with glasses looks smart. George beamed proud. That's Ethan. Loves books like his grandma Mary read to him. Half a mile passed slow and steady. Rain steady but not harder. Keanu's jacket heavy soaked. Hair dripped constant streams. Beard full water drops. Boots filled squish. But his face calm and happy. George asked careful. You have family close by? Keanu soft and honest, some far away. Some gone a long time ago. But good memories keep them close. George understood deep. No more questions that way. Memories are the best part sometimes. Keep you company. They stopped at a corner to wait for the light. George rested his 2 bags on the ground for a minute to shake arms. Keanu held all 4 easy without asking. You're strong, young man, George said admiring. Keanu laughed low and warm. I ride motorcycles a lot. Keeps me strong. George's eyes lit up with old memory bright. I had a motorcycle when young. Black Harley 1960. Mary rode behind me. Arms around waist tight. Hair fly in wind. Best feeling in world. Keanu smiled big real. Sounds free. Good times worth remembering. George, yes. Miss those days every time I hear motorcycle engine. But happy we had them. The light changed green. They crossed careful. Walked more with slight uphill now. George breathed a little harder, but okay with lighter load. He talked about his work life proud. Worked construction 40 years straight. Built houses for families, schools for kids, even that big library downtown with the glass roof. Hard work. Dirty hands. Sore back. But proud every day seeing buildings stand strong. Keanu, that's important job. Real important. People live safe in those houses because of you. Kids learn and read in those schools and library. You made big difference in many lives. George chest out little proud. Yes. Good crew too. Friends long time. Some still call birthday. He told a funny story. Coworker fall in big mud puddle on job site. Everyone laugh a whole week, even the boss. Keanu laughed with him genuine. 1 mile done slow steady. George apartment 1 mile left. He said polite. You can leave me here if you want. I'm okay now. You all wet and cold. Keanu shook head gentle firm. No. We started this walk together. We finished together. Not far now. George felt touched deep inside. You very kind person. World needs more like you these days. They walked more. Rain lightened a little bit. Clouds thinned some. Sun peaked weak through maybe coming soon. George talked about his time young in the war. Korea 1952. I was 19. Cold there worse than this rain. Scary nights loud. But came home safe. Met Mary right after. Made me thankful every single day for simple things. Hot meal on table, warm bed at night, her smile when I walked in door. Keanu listened no interrupt ever. Hard times do make the good times feel better. George true. Very true. Learned that young. 1.5 miles past. The old brick building came into view. George pointed with free hand. There it is. Old brick one with green door. Keanu nodded. Nice place. Looks homey. George home 30 years. Mary picked it. Said good light for her plants. They reached the front door. Small steps up to entrance. Keanu carried all 4 bags now without asking. George fished keys slow from wet pocket. Up the stairs careful. George held rail tight. Apartment door open to warm dry air. Light on soft. Smell of old tea brewed. Cookies baked once, would polish clean. Little lavender from Mary's old sachets still in drawers. Photos everywhere on walls and tables. Mary young smiling bright. Wedding day black-white photo. Kids small in school pictures. Grandkids new color ones framed proud. Couch soft worn with favorite blanket folded. George's big chair with reading lamp and stacked books. Kitchen small but clean, everything place. Keanu put the 4 bags on the little kitchen table gentle careful. Unpacked a little to help. Put milk in fridge door, eggs careful on shelf, bread on counter in plastic to stay fresh, cans in cupboard George pointed low, bananas hanging hook, tea bags next tin, steak in fridge for Sunday, peanut butter pantry, cookies on plate for treat. Everything safe, no break or spill. George watched grateful from doorway. You like Angel today? Really? Keanu smiled shy little. Just a neighbor out for walk. George hurried best he could to make tea. Sit please. Warm up. I have fresh cookies from yesterday, chocolate chip. Keanu looked out window. Rain slowed to drizzle. Thank you, but I'm okay. You rest now after long walk. George insisted gentle. Please. 1 cup tea at least. You earned. Keanu saw real one in eyes. Sat at small table. Accepted hot tea sweet with milk. Cookie warm soft. They sat quiet first sip. Then talked more easy. George showed more photos close. Told one funny story about Mary burning Thanksgiving turkey black once. Whole family laugh, all day eat pizza instead. Keanu laughed warm. Told small story about his old dog that used to chase own tail funny every night. George laughed too. Tea finished. Cookies gone. Keanu stood slow. Good tea. Best cookie long time. Thank you, George. George stood slow too. Hug tight. Small old man big feeling hug. You saved this old man today. More than bags. God bless you always. Keanu hugged back gentle careful. You bless me too, George. Good stories. Good company. Take care yourself. George walked him to door slow. Come back anytime. Door always open. Tea always ready for you. Keanu nodded real. I will remember that. Bye for now, George. Keanu walked downstairs slow. Out building into lighter rain. Sky cleared some. Sun low golden peak. He walked home, wet clothes starting dry slow. Felt good deep inside chest. Smile quiet. George sat in favorite chair. Drank another cup tea slow. Looked at photos of Mary all around. Talked quiet to her like always. Good man helped today, Mary. Tall kind one. Carried bags. Listened stories. Like ones you always liked. Smiled big. Slept best night in long time. Warm. Safe. Happy. Next day's George told everyone he saw. Neighbors knock door, bring mail, or just say hi. A stranger helped me with groceries in that bad rain. Carried heavy bags 2 full miles. Walked slow, match my old legs. Listened to all my old stories like interested. Refused money. Refused tea even. Just kind and left. Neighbors smiled warm. One young mom in building with little kids said, Mr. Thompson, that sounds like Keanu Reeves. Look, I saw a picture online from someone. Showed phone old photo Keanu in rain jacket. George looked close. Eyes wide. Yes, that him exactly. Same eyes. Same beard. Whole building buzzed happy. Someone posted careful online, no full name George for privacy. My elderly neighbor, 82, says Keanu Reeves carried his heavy groceries 2 miles in pouring rain. Walked slow to match pace. Listened to life stories. Refused any thank you or money. Just helped and left quiet. Blurry photo from far someone snapped that day. Story spread online gentle but fast. Fans shared everywhere. Classic Keanu. Quiet real kindness again. No camera around. No post own. Just pure help. This why we love him forever. Went viral soft way. People shared own stories helping strangers or being helped. Comments full hearts and be like Keanu. Keanu heard about it maybe from friend or saw quiet. Never said one word public. Never confirmed or denied. Just lived same simple way. Walked in rain sometimes when needed. Helped when saw need. No want credit. George's life got little better after. Neighbors checked on him more regular. Young dad downstairs offered ride to store when rain. Lady across hall carried bags upstairs sometimes. George smiled always now. Felt less alone. And on rainy days especially, he looked out window from chair. Remembered tall, kind man in black jacket who walked with him slow, listened like old friend, carried heavy load without complain. Felt warm inside every time. Because one ordinary heavy rain afternoon, an old man carried too much weight alone. Physical bags heavy, heart memories heavy, years alone heavy. Cold rain. Long hard wet road home. But a stranger noticed from far. Saw the struggle. Offered help with no one anything back. Walked full 2 miles patient slow. Listened to old life stories like they treasure. Carried physical weight and some heart weight too. Left without name famous or thank you needed. That stranger was Keanu Reeves. And that's the true beauty of who he is deep down. Sees need quiet. Helps without show. Changes days small but big. Touches lives gentle. Walks away leaving lighter, warmer world behind. One small act. One big difference. Real everyday kindness. Go carry someone's bag if you see need. See you in the next story.